Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
All right, so for the first minute of work, and of course, all work that we do, if you're feeling some specific way in your body at any given day, you take every move on the level that makes the most sense to you. But we're going to start with a walking pattern, but it's going to be, we're going to walk on our heels, we're going to walk on our toes, and you're going to walk yourself forward, walk heels, walk your toes, and then when you come to the front end of your mat, switch the lead foot. So keep walking with your heels, keep walking with your toes, but then just switch the foot that leads the charge. And then when you come back to the end of your mat, switch, go back to the original starting foot. And then if like walking with that pattern just feels a little funky, just stick with staying in place, but just try to find that toe ball heel lift as you land on your heels and then up onto the toes. You got it. Nice job. And don't worry about what it looks like, because sometimes that little transition can feel a little awkward or wiggly. So don't worry about that. Just find that moving pattern. Walk on your heels, walk on your toes. 5 seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, find a nice like wide leg stance. And we're going to just start with some light alternating touches. So start by maybe touching towards your knees or your shins. Give a moment to just let your hips move a little bit, let your inner thighs and the backs of your legs get a little bit of a stretch. And then if things are feeling good, reach a little further down towards your toes. If you have super tight hamstrings though, bend your knees as you reach towards the toes, just so you're not putting too much effort and strain on the backs of your legs. If you like working with the breath, it's going to be an exhale as you twist and reach down towards the toe, and you'll inhale as you come up through center. Ten seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, walk your feet in. We're going to take it into a little cross crawl. So you're just going to reach across the midline of your body, pick your knee up, touch, and then switch to the other side. So this is a nice one for the mind body, because as we cross the midline of the body, it makes both sides of your brain do a little bit of work. Nice. Ten more seconds here. All right, and now we're going to take it into some front kicks. So now you're just going to let your arms be wherever they want to be and just kick right out of the front of your body. You can do a little bit of a bend to the knee, but just kind of get this last 30 seconds to check in. How is your body feeling? How is your energy level? How's your balance feeling? We do have one standing single leg work today that you can position yourself just for a handhold against the wall so that you get the work out of your legs, but not having to struggle with your balance. All right, that's time. Grab 2 light weights or 2 medium weights, just depending. It's going to be a little bit chest and shoulders, but it's also a little bit rotational work. We're going 1 minute one side, 1 minute the other side. So we're going to stack our weights together, go for a half hay baler, come to the center, and then a diagonal fly. So you're going to go to the hip, midsection, open up into a diagonal. We got 1 minute here. Choose the weight that feels the most appropriate. And then if you want just a little extra something in the legs, you're going to either stagger your stance or take it into a lunge, but only come to that midsection. So think solar plexus or belly button line. Yes, nice job. And time. Beautiful. Okay, we're switching over to the other side. So if you chose a staggered stance or a lunge, just switch your lunge position, take it to the hip, midsection, diagonal fly, and then bring it right back to the hip. We got 1 minute on the clock. If you chose a weight that felt like it was a little much, you can switch to a lighter weight or go empty hand. But if you're flying through these and it's like effortless, maybe it's time to get those heavier weights. Seven seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to switch to a single weight. We're going curtsies for 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. If you liked that little bit of work for the funky grip, grab your single weight, hold it in that funky grip, and we're just curtsying down, touch the ground, step it right back in. We got 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. I promise I'm not going to abuse you with these curtsies like I did the other day. So only 30 seconds of work here. Take your time with it, go nice and slow, be mindful with your strength, and really think about focusing on the strength of your standing leg. So that leg crosses behind, we push deep into that heel in the bottom of the foot to come up nice and strong. All right, when you're ready, switch your handhold, switch your foot, and we're moving right to the other side. 30 seconds of work here. One side might look a little different than the other. Don't worry about that. Just worry about going to the depth that's appropriate on this side and finding strength in that standing leg. Ten seconds left. And time. Beautiful. Okay, switch to a heavy weight if you can. It's going to be a goblet squat. We're going to hold our weight in that long configuration. So you just kind of cup the weight, the butt of your weight in your hands, hold it nice and close up against the chest and shoulders. Arrange your legs in the configuration that feels the strongest to you. For some of us, that's toes and knees pointing forward. For some of us, that's toes slightly turned out. Sink into your squat, push into your feet, come up nice and strong. It's 1 minute on the clock. Go with as heavy weight here as you can stand. I always say this when I'm doing our class here, I'm using my lighter weights mainly so that I can keep talking. So when I'm doing my workouts, when I'm doing my strength training, if I was doing this goblet squat here, I'd probably start with 2 10-pounders and then maybe shoot for my 30-pound kettlebell if I was feeling really strong that day. So know that this uses big muscles of your legs. You can handle a lot of weight there. If you like working with the breath on these moves, inhale as you lower down, exhale as you push off. And time. Nice job. Now this next one is one of those ones that if you want to level up, get your looping resistance band and you'll put it around your foot. It's going to be a single arm waitress carry and a barn door. So you're going to pick the opposite knee up, rotate it out, set it down. We're going 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. Add that looping resistance band if you want that little extra challenge. You just loop it around your feet. Nice job. This is one of those ones too, if you need like a little handhold, just put your finger on the wall. It'll help give you that little sense of support. You get all the work in your legs, hip flexors, standing leg ankle, and the upper body, but you don't have to worry about focusing on your balance too much. Okay, when you're ready, switch to the other side. Switch your handhold, nice bent elbow waitress carry, and a barn door with the opposite leg. Lift the knee up, swing it out, lower it down. You've got it. 30 seconds on the clock. You guys look amazing. Nice job. And time. Awesome job. All right, lower your arm down, give it a good shrug out. Move your weights, clear your space just a little bit. So this next one is a big combo of moves. You'll take what you want, leave off the stuff that doesn't feel good to you, but we're gonna come down to the end of our mat. It's going to be a roll down. We're gonna walk out to a plank position. You're gonna take a push-up, just one single push-up, come back up, take it up to a down dog position, and then walk yourself back. So you're towards your feet, roll yourself up, and then right back to it. Roll down, walk out to a plank, do one single push-up. You can bring your knees down or keep your knees lifted. From the push-up, we take it into a down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Suck the belly in to do your roll up. Nice. And then as you roll down, think tuck your chin, peel your back away from that imaginary wall. Walk yourself out to that plank, knees down or up, totally up to you. A single push-up, up to the down dog shape, walk yourself back, roll yourself up. Okay, now the next time you come to that plank position, we're gonna hang out in plank position, and then we're gonna take it right in to 30 seconds of a side plank. So come out to your plank position and then ask yourself, where would be your best side plank? Would it be a knee down position? One side might be different than the other. We got 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. So just find your side plank that makes the most sense to you. Elbow and forearm down, knee touching the ground. Any variation that feels good. You can also do it up against a wall, up against a chair. Keep those bottom ribs lifting upward, top ribs lifting upward, shoulder nice and strong. So we want to keep that shoulder away from the ear. You've got it. 5 seconds left. Nice job. Flip it over to the other side. We got 30 seconds here. One side might be different than the other. So honor this side. If you like, put your knee down. If you like, elbow and forearm down. Ribs are lifting upward, nice upward lifting energy. Keep that shoulder nice and strong. We got 15 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're sitting onto our butt and we're taking it into those single leg lifts. So we're going to go one knee bent. You can come down elbows and forearms or all the way onto your back. For some of us, it's just a little straining on the head and the neck to keep that slightly more upright position. So make sure you go where you feel the strongest here. One leg out, we're going 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. This is another one where you could put that looping resistance band around your thighs to get that little extra work. Lift it up to knee height, lower it nice and slow. Keep a sense of firmness in your belly. Keep a sense of broadness in your chest and your shoulders. Nice and slow here is the way, and you want to keep that heel hovering above the ground. So don't let it touch down. Keep the leg active the whole time. All right, when you're ready, we're switching over to the other leg. So bend that leg or keep it straight, just variations may apply here. Nice and slow, lift it up to knee height, lower it down. Keep that broadness in your chest. Nice job. And time. Beautiful. Okay, grab your toe band. But the first minute of work we're doing with our toe band, we're actually going to use it around our thumbs. So just to get set up, and I'll move myself just a little bit closer just so you can see. So you're going to hook your thumbs into your band because we're going to keep a little resistance. We're actually going to interlace the fingers just a little bit, and then we're going to draw circles with the thumbs. So that's the work that's happening. But while we're doing that work, we're going to sit back into a little V-sit. So we're going to keep the core kicked on the whole time. So lean back, get your core muscles to get contracted just a little bit, get them engaged. A little basket weave with the fingers, a little tension on that band. We're going 30 seconds in one direction with the thumbs, and then we'll switch. But if that feels very hard, or if it's quite a bit of a challenge for those thumb muscles, you might choose to take a couple times in one direction. Maybe you'll go the other way if you feel like you might not make it all the way through those 30 seconds. All right, if you're going strong, reverse directions, go the other way. Five seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo, nice job. Okay, give your fingers just a little wiggle. Now we're going to take that toe band and put it around our two big toes. So get your toe band set up so it's around the two big toes, and then just work out all those little wrinkles. So we don't want any little catches in our toe band. Once you've got that set up, we're going to go one side for 30 seconds, the other side for 30 seconds. So we're going to get a little bit of space between the two big toes so that the big toes are pulling in towards each other, keep that tension. And now we're just going to move the right big toe. 30 seconds, moving the right big toe up and down. Left toe is going to stay as stable as it can. Sitting up nice and tall. But if you need that little extra support, you can always come down elbows and forearms, but we do want to keep the upper body nice and strong. 10 seconds left on the right big toe. All right, now right big toe is going to stay stable. Left big toe is going to move up and down. We want that little bit of tension. We want to keep and maintain that space. Right toe stays nice and stable now. Left toe is moving up and down. Five seconds left. And time. Nice. Okay, now we're going into some roll-ups. So you can choose, if you're working on that tension in your big toes, you might choose to leave the toe band on, or You might bring it back between your thumbs and keep that little pulling apart tension between your thumbs. Either way, you're going to keep a nice bit of tension in the midline of the body. And then we're rolling down. So we're going to suck the belly in, curl the tailbone under, roll all the way down. Arms are going to reach up and overhead. Work with the breath on this one. Exhale, head, neck, and chest lift. We curl up, reaching past the toes. You can bend your knees, especially if you have tight hamstrings. So don't worry about trying to keep some straight leg configuration. More focus on that roll down through the spine. So think curl the tailbone under, one vertebrae at a time. Arms reach up and overhead, and then exhale, we curl right back up. Now, if you've got the band around your toes, you might choose to take it off from here. And then we're going to find our way down onto the ground and move right into some crunches. So move your toe band if you want to, put your looping band around your thighs if you want to. And then we're coming down onto our backside, 30 seconds of just straight crunches. So hands behind the head or braced along the shoulders, that's going to be up to you. But we're just going to exhale, crunch up, inhale to lower down. All we need to do here is contract the abdominal muscles and then release. We got 30 seconds of work. I'll say pace yourself here because now we're just going to bust out ab work, ab work, ab work. So you're going to really get those abs firing up. So just make sure you keep a good mindful pace. Ten seconds left with just those straightforward crunches. And then when you're ready, we're going to alternate between a crunch and a hip bridge. So you're going to crunch up, lower down, lift your hips, lower down. Alternate between the two. We got 30 seconds of work here. Now, if hip bridging is questionable for you right now, you might choose to just stick with the crunches for a little bit longer. We got 5 seconds left, and then we're going to add on. We're going to remove the crunch, keep your hip bridge. So maybe release your hands from behind your head. Hip bridge, and then heel lifts. Hip bridge, and heels lift. So we're going 30 seconds of work here. Lift your hips, lower your hips, lift your heels, lower your heels. All right, now from here, we're going to add on. So it's going to be a crunch, a hip bridge, keep that lift, lift your heels, lower your hips, lower your heels. A crunch, a hip bridge, lift your heels, lower your heels, lower your hips. Alternate between those moves. We've got 30 seconds of work. And time. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to take it into some alternating knee pulls, but we're going to stay in a crunched up position the whole time. So you're going to curl up the head, neck, and chest, pull one knee into the chest, and then switch. We've got 1 minute on the clock. You're going to take this work at your pace. I like to add that little push of my shin into my hands to create that little resistance. That's just a nice add-on. If you're already getting plenty of work, don't worry about that. But if you like that extra little focus, as you keep that crunched up position, as the knee and shin pull in, you push that shin into your hands, creating just that little bit of tension in that pause, and then release and switch. You guys look amazing. Nice work. 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, lower your head, maybe take a nice big good morning stretch just to kind of stretch those abdominal muscles out just for a second. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it into a figure 4 crunch. Now, for some of us, that figure 4 might not feel good, so you'll just do a slight external rotation. But what we want is right leg in that figure 4, right hand on the belly, left hand behind the head. We're going to think about taking the left shoulder towards that right knee. So we want that oblique crunch and lower with control. We've got 1 minute on the clock. You're staying on this side for 1 full minute. As you do that focused work with the hand on the belly, you want to focus on drawing the abdominal muscles down towards the spine as you draw the shoulder towards your knee. And if you like working with the breath, it's the exhale as you crunch up, inhale as you release. And the reason I say those focuses with the breath is it can be very beneficial to our pelvic floor and hip health. So sometimes just adding that nice controlled element of breath reduces the pressure on the diaphragm of the pelvic floor, which can reduce just pain in the hips. So that's why I add that focus work. But if hip pain's not your thing and you're not working on that pelvic floor health, don't worry about that too much. And time. Nice job. Okay, we're switching right over to the other side. Left leg is going to come across the right. You'll adjust your figure 4 as needed. Left leg is across, left hand on the belly, right hand behind the head. We're going to draw the abdominal muscles down as we lift the shoulder towards the knee and then release. We've got 1 minute on the clock. You take this work at your pace. If you're using that focused breath, you'll exhale as you crunch up and inhale as you release. And time. Woo, nice job. Okay, keep that leg in that figure 4 shape. Lift your right leg up, thread your hands through, get a little stretch here. Grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin. Pull your legs in just to your comfort level. Maybe wobble your figure 4 a little bit side to side just to find a little bit of gentle movement here. Finding that stretch in the outer edge of the left hip, maybe deep into your left glute. Take one more moment here. And then if you're wobbling a little side to side, let it come to a stillness, draw your legs in just a little closer if you can. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to release and switch. So right leg is going to come across the left. Thread your hands through, maybe hold the back of the thigh, maybe the top of the shin. That's just whatever handhold you like better. And then draw it in just enough and then maybe wobble it a little side to side. One more little wobble side to side and then draw the legs in just to your comfort level, just to that point where you feel that nice stretch, maybe in the outer edge of your hip or maybe deep into your glute. Awesome. And then when you're ready, release that. We're just going to rock and roll our way up to a seated position. And then as you come up to that seated position, we're going to step the legs out nice and wide or just as wide as feels good. We just want that little bit of tension in the inner thigh and groin. And then think about keeping your legs slightly active so the toes are just drawing back just enough. Nice upward lifted spine and then hip hinge. Walk yourself out just to a point where you feel a little stress in the inner thigh and the groin. And then hang out there for a second and take a nice big breath. We're going to keep that forward leaning position, but now we're going to go toes in, toes out. So we're going to touch the toes in or let the toes draw in just a little bit and then turn the toes out. But the rest of the body is going to stay as stable as it can. Turn the toes in, turn the toes out. Do about 3 more like that, but just take a nice slow and mindful pace. It doesn't need to be extreme. It's just meant to be a little bit of mobility in the hip socket and a gentle stretch in the inner thigh. Awesome. Take 1 more in and out. And then come back up and out of the fold. Grab the backs of your legs, help your legs come together. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Challenge yourself here. Can you come up to standing without touching your hands to the ground? Don't worry if you can't, but if you can, go for it. And then when you come up, we're going to crisscross our legs. So one leg over the other, line up your pinky toes best you can, and then start to walk down just to maybe like a halfway fold. See how that feels. Pause for a moment, take a breath. And then if it feels really good, then reach all the way down toward your toes. Take 1 breath here. We'll come up nice and slow out of that fold, but keep your legs crisscrossed. Take the hand of the leg that's in front first. Take a nice little side bend. Pull the thumb back, rotate your heart just a little bit, look up towards the sky. Release, and we're going to switch to the other hand. So keep your leg crisscrossed, lift the other hand up, take a little side bend, and then pull that top thumb back, rotate your heart just a little bit, look up towards the sky. Nice. And then release. And then we're going to switch the cross in our legs. So other leg comes across, line up your pinky toes best you can. Start by coming to that halfway fold, pause for a moment and notice how it feels. And then if it feels good to go a little further, reach down towards your toes. It never matters if you can touch your toes. It's just going to the point where it feels like a good sensation to you. All right, and then when you're ready, come up and out of that fold, nice and slow and controlled. The leg that's in front, start with that hand, reach it up and over, take a little side bend, and then pull that top thumb back, rotate your heart just a little bit, look up towards the sky. Nice, and then release, but keep your legs crisscross, switch to the other hand, find your side bend first, rotate your heart just a little bit, pull that top thumb back, look up towards the sky. Awesome. And then release nice and slow. Uncross your legs, shrug out your shoulders, wiggle out your hips. You guys are amazing. Grab your foam roller if you're sticking around.